Yesterday was the first test of this week for you. Tell us a bit how it went from your point of view.
It was pretty tough actually. It was hard pace all day, tailwind all day. I think Bora and Israel put a really high pace, a lot of pressure on the legs all day. So yeah, we will have to see how the legs respond today. But I think it's going to be a bit of the same scenario today with some punchy climbers, or maybe even Pedersen can survive today. So it's going to be a tough one again today.
How the body reacted also yesterday?
For the moment it's okay. I slept really long. I felt quite tired in the evening, so I think I really feel that the competition is getting back into the body, so that's good. So yeah, again, day by day, but I think so far so good for me.
Remco, can you give us an idea of what happened yesterday? We expected to see you at the front also battling for those time bonuses.
No, not really. I think it's. I mean, I'm just looking for the answers and to see how my body reacts on the racing. So it was pretty tough. I was feeling okay in the final, but I think not good enough to go for the sprint. So yeah, we'll see what today will bring. Because yeah, I think for myself, also for Ilan and Mikkel, it's necessary to be up there to not give the other competitors 3 seconds. So maybe we will get in the mix today. Depends on who will still be there. If I see that Pedersen and Kort Nielsen are again in the mix, then for us it makes no sense to sprint. But yeah, it's a pretty tough finish again. So we will just have to see how the race develops, and then we will decide between us what we're going to do in the final.
Let's not forget it's been 2 months you've been away from competition. So how has your body reacted? Can you let us know how you're feeling on the bike and after 2 days of competition?
On the bike, everything goes well. I think I'm a bit stiff in the evening after the efforts. So yeah, luckily we have a good physio here with us that checks things up and that loosens things up as well. So I think yeah, for the moment everything is going well. Nothing crazy. So I think I should be happy with how everything is going.
Remco, can you talk to us about 2 climbs on the route today? One with about 90 kilometres to go, it's about 9%, 3 kilometres, pretty steep. And then the last one as well, what do you expect to see, or what should we expect to see on the last climb?
I think it will be a long start probably. A lot of guys that want to go in the breakaway. If you see how the breakaway went pretty close to the finish yesterday, so I think there's again a big chance for the breakaway to go. So a lot of fighting, and then yeah, I think the climb in the middle can also be a tricky one because it's 90k to go, but in the end after that it's not that hard. So if there's a strong group going, it can be a bit like the Gio scenario when the 4 guys were to the finish line. So I think it can be a bit of everything. So if the race is well under control, there will be nothing crazy. But if there is not really control over the situation, then a strong break can go, or a special result can come out.
And just finally, just thinking about tomorrow and the time trial, you already talked about testing out your shoulder tomorrow. What do you expect from yourself in terms of performance tomorrow?
Well, luckily it's not a 180 kilometer time trial, so it's only going to be about 45-50 minutes. So I think in terms of that, I can try to push all out for the full effort. But in terms of pain and strength in the shoulder, I think we have to see how it goes. It's not a technical time trial, so there's going to be a lot of position work in the bars. So I think that's a perfect test. But I think normally it should be good enough to perform tomorrow. So yeah, we will see.
Disappointment because you were close to the win. Or is it reassuring, a bit of a relief to see that you're still capable of doing it?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I want always to win it, but at the end was, let's say, a bit tricky, but I take positive things. I mean, obviously, yes, I had the legs, the guys really showed, good level, big commitment, and yeah, I mean, we take only good things, so really happy about it.
Today we do the same, but we try to go get that win.
We have to see, obviously. I mean, yeah, we put really full with everyone yesterday. I mean, probably today is a bit more to the others, but yeah, we see how the stage actually will go from the start on.
How is it racing in these new colors? You know, for years we've seen you in yellow. How's it been in 2024 in Team Bora?
Yeah, still following a bit from the start yellow, no? Now slowly getting adapted to a new colors. I mean, yeah, a big change in terms of everything, not just the color, but yeah, all the people around, all the material, everything, and yeah, it's a bit of process, but like I said, happy with I mean how we raced. If we go back to yesterday, what we showed, and yeah, looking just forward.
And after, thank you. Talk later. Thanks. How's that white jersey this morning, and what do you look forward to today?
It's good. It's good. The sun's out in a nice, brand new jersey, so yeah, it's a good day.
How does today's finish differ from yesterday? What can you tell us?
It's pretty similar actually, but it's just a bit different because the climb is not as long. The effort's a bit shorter, but then the actual climb itself that we finish on is steep. It's a bit more difficult than yesterday. It's just shorter, so we could see a pretty similar stage. It just depends on the breakaway, I think.
Can you give us an idea of your shape, how you're doing this arc here between the Dauphiné and the Tour de France? How do you plan it all out?
I leave it to the coaches. I just do my best, follow the training, and do my best in the races. And yeah, they have a grand plan for everything.
So yesterday I asked you about Paris-Nice and beating Remco and Roglic there. How much confidence is that giving you, particularly looking ahead to the rest of the week?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, yesterday was just a good test of the legs, and I felt good. So first test passed, but. For me, the real, I guess, test will be this weekend, seeing how I do in the high mountains and also the time trial on Wednesday. So, but yeah, it's always nice to take some bonus seconds and be up there in the stage.
I asked Sepp yesterday about tomorrow and how much time he thought he would lose. We sort of settled on between a minute and 2 minutes. I guess you'll be looking to lose a bit less than that, won't you? Less than a minute tomorrow.
In the TT, you mean? Yeah. I can't say how much time I'll lose or not lose. I'll just do my best in the TT, and I've worked pretty hard on it this year. So I trained probably 15 hours a week on it in Sierra, and yeah, just put some energy into it. So hopefully it goes well.
Nilsson, you had a bit of a mechanical yesterday, or what was going on there?
Yeah, I just got a flat tire over the top of the longer climb before the final ascent to the Loge. So yeah, I just needed a quick bike change, and luckily it was a very quick one, and yeah, I was able to get back in quite fast.
The team seems well oiled. What was your impression yesterday, and what are you guys kind of working on in this week to get things super ready for the Tour de France?
Yeah, I think just trying to stay together as a team. We were a little bit out of position a few times coming into the final few climbs, and you know, I think that was unfortunate. We were out of position a bit. We had to use a bit of extra energy to get up there, but you know, this is sort of the dry run before the Tour de France, so it's good to work those kinks out now. I think yeah, for myself too, there were times where I probably could have just slid up on my own, but I chose to stay with the team, and in the end, I think that's always the right decision, is to stay together as a team. And yeah, I mean, I think we just tried to get the best result possible with Lucas yesterday, but the pace was quite high, and yeah, making up positions late on a climb like that is quite tough.
And Sean was really key in helping out there too. Physically, how are you after these first 2 days? Have you been able to get some feedback from your knee and how things are?
Yeah, so far so good. The pace here is really high. Even yesterday, you know, it was a group of 50 riders, but final climbs we were always over 6 miles. Pretty high level here already.
Matteo was right up there. Did you watch the replay or what we could see of it through the fog yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of funny. You couldn't even see from the back to the front of the group because there was so much fog. So I had honestly no idea what was happening. From the final K to the finish line, I was just following the wheel in front of me because I had no idea what was happening. But yeah, it was cool to see him up there. Yeah, I'm happy to see Magnus get the win as well. But would have liked to see Lucas nab the win. But yeah, he's still getting the hang of these World Tour sprints.
Hey, what's your take on talking about Matteo? What's your take on Matteo, Sepp, and the status of Jonas and kind of how things will play out for those two gringos at the Tour de France with the Danish star if he is racing?
Yeah, I have a feeling Jonas is still going to be forced to be reckoned with. He tends to get fit pretty fast. I mean, judging by how he was going already in February, his level was super high there. And even if he just showed up to the Tour de France at that level, then I don't know if he'll be as good as he was last year, but he'll be super strong still. But if he's not, I think Matteo's shown that he's kind of ready to step up into that role.
He's got the complete package, Matteo, or he's working on it.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, even yesterday he's shown that he's got a pretty wicked kick as well.
What's just one final thing on that, if you don't mind? What's the worry when we're talking about him and the pressures on him? I mean, you were there before, people talking about you for 3 weeks, and then there was kind of an adjustment in how you approach things. What's the worry you would have for Matteo when we're talking about this, or people are talking about him in GC?
I don't know. I think other people, if he goes to the Tour and people think that Matteo should take over for Jonas, I think that's probably pressure from the outside going on to Matteo. I don't really think that's coming from internal, because I mean he's told me that most likely it'll be going for stages if Jonas isn't up to the task. So I mean, you never know, because if you show up to the first week of the Tour and you're following the best guys easily, then obviously you're just going to hang on and go for the GC because it's the Tour. But I think that I don't really think that would be pressure coming from from the team or himself. I think that's more just if he finds himself in the position, great, and if not, then it's not really on Matteo to make up for Jonas not being able to be in GC.
Derek, I think we saw you through the mist and the fog at the top of yesterday's climb. Can you confirm that was you up there?
Yeah, Dylan was the one getting up there fighting for the win. I think he went 6th in the end. So, I mean, I was somewhere around there.
Yeah, and also it's a good showing by yourself. I think it kind of confirms your form coming into this race.
Yeah, I was really happy with the legs. Obviously, each day from here on out seems to get harder. So we'll see how they respond. But so far, really happy with them.
How are you approaching this race and your physical fitness, and where are you in terms of peak fitness, and does that come in a week and 2 weeks? How do you approach this whole period?
I mean, I'd like to say I know myself well enough to know, but I really don't, just day by day and see how they are. Maybe I have a great day. Maybe the legs just don't show up one day. Honestly, it's just, taking it one step at a time and seeing how they respond.
Who are you rooming with in this race? And out of the team also, who do you pick up the most advice from rider-wise?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd say the biggest would probably be Simon Clark. Here I'm rooming with Mason Hollyman, which is great. We were teammates back in 2022 on the Conti team and now on the pro team. So, yeah, the vibes are really good. But for sure, I'd say Simon Clark has probably given me the most advice over the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's a true veteran in the sport. And as we're going on to the Tour de France and your hopes and dreams to make the team, have you spoken with Hugo about what it means to be racing it? He's been there, and also he's celebrated victory there too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was a pretty inspirational day, I think, for the whole country. So yeah, it's pretty special just to be able to be teammates with him and with Mike. A couple Canadian Tour winners, and have Steve, the other Canadian Tour stage winner, on the team. It's a pretty special atmosphere, and I think it also gives a lot of confidence that Canadians can compete there on the highest level.
Where were you that day when Hugo won? Because I think it was 25 years since Steve had won the stage.
Wow.
Were you watching it live?
Oh, I was watching it. That's for sure. I think even if I was there training, I would have been stopped at the side of the road watching it.
What was it like when he did cross the victory in celebration? It was an emotional win as well.
Oh, massively emotional. I mean, not only the win at the Tour, but also the story around it is something really special. And that was a pretty emotional moment.
Does it make a victory something like that? I know not the Tour de France, maybe the Tour de France. Does it make everything seem more within reach when you see a fellow Canadian pull it off?
100%. I think when you watch these guys on the TV, and even in 22 I was on the Conti team, so I wasn't teammates with them yet, and then you get to know them, and it just brings everything a bit more into reality. Yeah.